All right, here we go. As we have Wyoming, the Cowboys in the white kits against the Texas Tech in the white and orange hoops. And some sloppy play here. We have a knock on by the Cowboys. Both teams have played already earlier today. Wyoming victorious in their first game against Texas San Antonio 24 to 12, while Texas Tech I believe has two teams in the open division. I'm sorry, in Division 1. The Texas Tech Red, this team has lost earlier against Sam Houston 34 to 0. So again, Texas Tech desperately needing to get a win, while Wyoming, if they win this match, pretty much secures themselves a spot in the playoffs. Texas Tech with the ball, cycling back. Ball does not go to hand. Kind of a sloppy pass there. Wyoming all over it, but Texas Tech able to hold on to the ball. Wyoming, though, able to capitalize on that forward pass. The Cowboys well within striking distance, but Texas Tech has some big defensive bodies there. Wyoming trying to find a way to get past this defensive line. Tackle down. Good tackle by the Texas Tech Raiders. Here we go. Good step by Wyoming. Wyoming able to pass the ball on the floor. They're just meters away. Will they be able to score? They're right at the try line. Will they make it through? And they do. Wyoming puts it down for the first try of the match. And the Cowboys open up their account here in this match with the kick and the conversion. And then they have to go run after the ball. Unfortunately, in on this pitch, it looks like we only have one ball. So as soon as they kick the conversion, they have to go after that ball. So a little bit of not so many resources here on field number 2. But we still play on as best as we can. Again, Wyoming, the Cowboys, they were victorious earlier today in their Division 1 matchup. They've been around since 1972, so a long storied program. Their pitch at home, the Frat Mall, is the highest elevated rugby pitch in all of college football. It's 7,220 feet high, so they are well conditioned as a program to play pretty much anywhere at any caliber of rugby. So very, very impressive. While the Texas Tech Raiders, of course, a storied program if you're familiar with college football. They're doing the same in rugby. Unfortunately, that restart by Wyoming goes directly out of touch. So that is a coach killer, as we like to say. Ball gets turned over right to Texas Tech. And here comes the Red Raiders. Oh, big tackle by Wyoming. Texas Tech trying to get themselves on the scoreboard. Passing the ball back. Ball doesn't go to hand, but still recovered by Texas Tech. Good tackle by Wyoming. Wyoming trying to get the counter scrum. They do not counter ruck. They do not. Kick out of hand. Does that ball go? Stays in the pitch into the hands of the Texas Tech Raider player? No. Wyoming gets it. So Wyoming now having to work their way away from their territory. Texas Tech, though, all over them. Wyoming trying to find a way to get out of their territory. Ooh, some quick stepping moves, and Wyoming may be away, but he is stopped by the Texas Tech Red Raiders while he's waiting for the rest of his team to come in to help. Wyoming trying to make their way past, but there is a penalty against the Red Raiders for not rolling away. When you do tackle a player, you need to roll away from the tackle zone so that allows both teams access to the ball. You can't just lay on the player or you can't just lay around the player. You have to move. So again, rugby a very active game here. So Wyoming with the penalty, with the quick tap, and we play. Wyoming trying to figure out their way, and they do. Easy try through the faulty defense of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, and another try scored by the Cowboys. Smartly, the conversion done by Wyoming is going to go the opposite direction than they normally do. That way, the ball stays on the pitch because if he has to kick out of the pitch, then you have to chase the ball down. So this is actually pretty smart. And And the conversion is good, and the ball stays on the pitch, so we continue playing on. Again, it seems that on pitch 2, we only have one ball and no ball boys. So once the ball is kicked, you have to go after the ball. That definitely makes play a little bit slow here on pitch 2. But we do our best. Score, Wyoming 14, Texas Tech 0 as we're approaching the final 2 minutes of the half. Kick is good. Recovered by Wyoming. And Wyoming on the attack again. The Red Raiders trying to scramble back into defensive positions. Wyoming with the offload. Good tackle by the Texas Red Raiders. And here we go. Wyoming with the offload. Trying to get past the defense, and they do. That tackle wasn't secure, and Wyoming scores again. Unfortunately, that tackle by the Texas Tech Red Raiders did not bring the player down, so he was able to spin his way out. And Wyoming puts down another try. And again, conversion going to be going the opposite direction. That way the ball stays on the pitch. And here's the kick. And I believe the conversion is good. And the score, Wyoming 21, Texas Tech 0 as we're approaching the final seconds of the first half. This will probably be the last play of the half. See if the Red Raiders are able to figure out some way to get the ball. And unfortunately, again, Wyoming, though, the only thing against them is their restarts have not been smooth at all. I believe that is the third time now that Wyoming, second time once Wyoming has scored, that they have committed a penalty on the restart. Texas Tech with the ball, Wyoming with the turnover. Good tackle by Texas Tech. Wyoming, though, still has the ball. Still tries to make their way through. Texas Tech with some gang tackling to bring down that Wyoming Cowboy player. Wyoming cycling the ball back. Trying to break through. He has another man. Will he be able to pass it? Where's the support? No, it's not able to pass it, but the tackle is not secured to the floor, so he gets right back up. Ball is passed again. Wyoming on the march. Texas Tech's got to figure out a way to stop this offense from Wyoming. Doesn't help if you don't tackle the player down. There's a good tackle. Support, though, by Wyoming. And there is the jackal. Texas Tech with a good defensive turnover. Can they score with the last seconds of the half? No. Something happened where we had to call the play back. Don't know if there was a forward pass, or it's possible that the ball was not started at the point of penalty. A lot of tired bodies, though, you see on the pitch. Again, this is game 2 for all these players. So a lot of tired bodies already. And it looks like the ball was not tapped at the point of the penalty. So that's why they could not quick play. Now they're going to do it. But some of those Texas Tech players do not look like they're ready to play. Texas Tech, though, able to continue holding on to the ball. Looping pass. Will this succeed? It looks like it might. Texas Tech almost close within scoring. Wyoming's got to figure out a way to stop this. It looks like they're trying to overturn the ball with the counter ruck. And they get the penalty. So Wyoming with the turnover. A lot of tired bodies. I think Wyoming's going to option just to kick the ball out of pitch because they are well win the lead. And there it is. We are ending the half 21-0 for Wyoming. Woo! I'm just as tired as these players are in this second half. But we're going in the sheds. Score once again, Wyoming 21, Texas Tech 0. All right, rugby fans, still in halftime of this Division One Pool A matchup, Wyoming and Texas Tech, the red team. Again, Texas Tech has two teams participating in this Division One matchup. This is the Texas Tech red side. Next match is the other two teams in Pool A. Sam Houston State taking on University of Texas San Antonio, the Roadrunners. So we'll see the other two teams that are in this pool. Again, Wyoming won their game earlier against Texas San Antonio. So a win here will secure them a spot in the playoffs. While Texas Tech, the red side, unfortunately coming up short against Sam Houston State. So they need the win desperately in order to keep their playoffs hopes alive. We're just about ready for the second half. Texas Tech in the orange and white hoops. Wyoming in the white dominant kits. Ooh, tried to take it in the air, gets tackled, but it was a safe tackle. So we play on. Texas Tech still holds on to the ball. Texas Tech needs to start this half off strong with a try if they can. Pass to Texas Tech. They have some big boys. He gets past the defense, and we do. It was amazing. That number 9, he was the one that got tackled right at the start, but he was able to recover and gets the try. Not exactly the fanciest of put downs, but it was still a put down. So a try is scored. And you see he's asking to be substituted. So after this conversion, which is no good, he is definitely going to ask to be substituted off. I believe he probably got hurt in that tackle that he got at the beginning of the half. So it's remarkable that he was still able to score that try. Score Wyoming 21, Texas Tech 5. Texas Tech not out of it just yet, folks. They get the restart. Will it go 10 meters? I believe it did. Either way, Wyoming continues to play on it, so we play on. Whoa, Wyoming loses the ball. Good counter ruck by Texas Tech. Texas Tech playing with a lot of momentum now. That first try was what they needed to get the ball back in the hand and to get a little bit more confidence. Wyoming with a good tackle. Getting back onto defense. Wyoming's got to figure out a way to get the ball back. It's penalty against Wyoming for being offsides. And here comes Texas Tech. Ball does not go to hand. Wyoming able to capitalize on that mistake. Now they have the ball. Will they be able to score? There is open field right in front, and Wyoming all the way. No. Texas Tech not able to get the ankle tackle. And Wyoming, number 14, able to put it down and scores that try right under the uprights. Easy as you may. Easy score. And of course, number 14 will convert it himself. Or, nope, we'll have somebody else convert. Number 15 will convert instead. And again, because we only have one ball for the pitch, all these conversions are going to go the opposite direction than they normally would, just because that keeps the ball in the pitch in the field of play. Conversion's good. Score Wyoming 28, Texas Tech 5. Texas Tech started off the half with a good try, but then Wyoming shut it back down with a try of their own off of a mishandled pass by Texas Tech. Again, Rugby Sevens very much proving that the little mistakes are what will make the difference. And if you're a good team, you can't make those mistakes, because if you make them against a great team, the great team is the one that will capitalize on those mistakes and score tries. Texas Tech with the ball, moving themselves towards the midway of the pitch. Good effort by that Texas Tech player. Took a lot of players from Wyoming to take them down. Texas Tech continues with the ball. Texas Tech, though, trying to figure out a way to get past this Wyoming defense. They're kind of stuck in one spot, moving a little bit more laterally. Wyoming now putting the pressure on Texas Tech, pushing them backwards. Good fend by Texas Tech. Oh, but the ball pass goes out of the fingers. Recovered, though, by Texas Tech. The Red Raiders making their way forward. Good tricep pass. Wyoming, though, their defense is staunch. And they get the turnover. Fortunately, the Texas Tech player, when he got tackled, did not release the ball. When you are tackled, you have to release the ball. And it looks like the Texas Tech player was arguing with the match official. The match official claims that the player did not release the ball. And therefore, that is a turnover to Wyoming. Wyoming options to kick the ball to touch. Gets them a little bit closer to the try zone, and they're going to go with the lineouts. So again, in rugby, the game is very much about possession of the ball for rugby sevens, but also territory. So where you play the ball, closer you are obviously to your opponent's try zone, the better. So kicking it to touch moves the ball further down the field, opens up great opportunities like this line out play here. You're right next to the try zone. If you can get the ball in the line out, it's very easy to swoop in to score with the try. So we'll see if Wyoming is able to do that. There's a substitution for Texas Tech at the last second. Line out is not secured, unfortunately. Texas Tech gets lucky, but they throw the ball out of the pitch. So that's a turnover to Wyoming. I believe it's going to be a 5-meter scrum. Yep. When the ball goes into what's called the dead zone, it becomes a 5-meter scrum. So scrum opportunity for Wyoming right at the 5 meters. And again, just like with the line out, being that close to the try zone. Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like it was a Wyoming player that threw the ball out. So Texas Tech with the 5-meter scrum. So again, even though they're very close to Texas Tech's territory, at least they have the ball, but they're going to have to do a lot of work to get away from their try zone and hold the ball. Don't lose it to Wyoming, because then Wyoming can easily turn around and score a try. Heading into the final minute of the match. Again, score Wyoming 28, Texas Tech 5. Texas Tech has a lot of work to do in front of them, including keeping the ball in the play if they want to try to get the win. If anything, though, if they can get a few more tries at least, that will help them in their overall score because all the points matter in pool play. Unfortunately, the ball looks like it might have went into. Oh, ball was knocked on, so we have another knock on, and now the ball is turned over to Wyoming. And again, with a scrum this close to the try zone for Texas Tech, Wyoming's in great position to score. Looks like we actually have a line out. Ball looks like it went out into touch. So we're going to have a line out. The last line out Wyoming didn't go so well. Let's see if they can do a good one on this one. And looked like Texas Tech was able to deflect the line out, but it still goes into Wyoming hand. Wyoming, like I said, right there in this area close to the try zone, and they put it down for another try. So even though the line out wasn't the best, they still were able to capitalize being that close to the try zone and able to put down an easy try. Conversion though, no good. And that is full time. Final score Wyoming 33, Texas Tech 5. Wyoming gets their second win of the day and I believe secures themselves a spot in the playoffs in Pool A in Division 1.